Well, hello, it's Don Lubach with the Ombuds office. And today at lunch, we gave a live at lunch session about meetings. And for those who were unable to make it, this will be a 5 to 7 minute recap. This is our office, and we're not there, but we're here. If you need help with anything having to do with communication, or you feeling stuck in this big system that we're all in, please take advantage of the Ombuds office. No question is too small. Give us a ring, 893 3285. And you can go to our website right here to find that information. So lots of people showed up for this workshop. It was so exciting. And people shared how many meetings they tend to go to per day. And there's a lot of you who go to 6, 7, 8 meetings per day. And not all of them good. So together, it's never been a better time to look at how we do everything on our campus. So it's a good time to be thinking about meetings. Um, so every meeting, in fact, even semi-formal meeting should have an agenda. So I was trying to model for the group about having an agenda. And here's what we did. We had a poem that we shared, and then got into the types of meetings we have on campus and what's working and what's not working. We did quite a bit of talking about belonging, and then had some handouts, which you'll also, you might have got them already if you're looking at this video. Um, the that we did this poem, and I'm not going to share it now. I'm going to go past it. I think I'm trying to go past it. There we go. Um, Great poem by Billy Collins. To me, that relates to mostly a feeling of agency. Are you just being plucked or put into meetings, or are you putting people into meetings capriciously without thinking about should they be there or not? And do you feel like you can change meeting culture at UCSB? I think you can, no matter where you sit in the university. I have not seen a better time for all of us to be looking at how we can do things better and more efficiently, and just in a more equitable way as well. Um, so I went through some of the types of meetings that we have on our campus, from big ceremonies, town halls, to one-on-one meetings that we have often with people who we report to or who report to us. And we broke folks into Zoom rooms, and they talked about some of the meetings that they're in every day and what's working and what's not working. When we came back, I gave folks the permission to just not have a meeting. Here's a somewhat humorous flow chart that you might want to pass along or talk with your team. Like, do you always have to have that Wednesday meeting? Is everybody there essential to be there? Did everybody get an agenda in advance? And there's many occasions where I think we're meeting when we don't always need to meet. How much can we cut back on our meetings? I'm just going to make this up, 40%. I think we could probably cut our meetings down by a fair percentage, and possibly be better for it. When you hold a meeting, do you feel like everyone in the room feels like they belong? And what can you do to increase belonging? What can you do if you've signed up for diversity, for equity and inclusion? Um, there is not a better place to put that put those words into reality than gathering. And gatherings should be inclusive. And so I'm doing this for myself, and I hope that all of you are thinking about this. What could you do to make sure that all voices are being heard and that people feel like they belong? So we covered that. We spent a bit of time with that. Um, I already mentioned this. Meetings should have agendas, period. Um, if you don't have an agenda, um, maybe postpone the meeting until you can get one. Your one-on-one meetings, not so much. And there's certain kind of meetings that are just check-ins, which is vitally important to just keep building your office relationships. But anything that has to, if something has to get done, needs an agenda. There's some sample ones that I'm sending out your way, and I want a pool of agendas, because I know that some of you are probably doing this better than any of us, and your agendas need to be shared with others. The format. So I'm curious about that. I don't think we're creative enough about meetings. You don't have to be this creative, but I put this picture up because the inventor of the conference bike is somehow connected to UCSB, I think from the 1970s. But mostly I want us, and I challenge us to be much more creative about how we meet and how often we meet, and be looking at some ways to looking for ways to change it up. There are some fantastic resources for those of you who care about changing our meeting culture, from the wonderful all-you-can-eat subscription that we have at LinkedIn Learning, formerly lynda.com, to for one-on-one work, this manager tools stuff. I'm still a big believer that it's so good on just tactical, very practical information for those of you managing others. And our library, and it didn't work in the meeting. I think I got rid of the slide, but I actually have a screen recording of me logging into my library account at UCSB and finding my way to O'Reilly Books. The O'Reilly is a very modern publisher with lots of even books from 2020 that are about things like meetings. So if you haven't been kind of noodling around in the free um, book section of our library, I recommend it. Yeah, the books are electronic and they're yours in a few seconds. At the Ombuds office, we want to talk with you about meetings and changing meeting culture and strategizing with you if you feel like you're being left out of meetings or you want to change how you run them, how you participate in them. And that's one of the things we talked about too. Just having your lighting game down. I'm trying to set up my workstation well, following Dr. Carlos Nash's lighting tips. You'll make meetings better just by being present for them, having your lighting set up so people can see your face. So there's just little things we can all do. Um, but what I'm really thinking about is entirely shifting our meeting culture in the future. Out on LinkedIn Learning, I have a collection of meeting related resources for you, and you're getting a link to that. And back to our office, we'd love to see you to talk about these kinds of things, how you're getting along with your colleagues and how you're making sure that people are all heard and valued and belong to this great place that we work, UCSB. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you at the next Live at Lunch.